All right, welcome everybody. I gavel this into order. Can we establish quorum, please? Anthony,
Yes. Chair Bedard,
here.
Vice Chair Morris,
Here.
Commissioner Fawcett,
Yeah.
Commissioner Carter. You have a quorum.
Great. I guess, let's do the pledge of allegiance. Oh. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so, are there any public comments on items not on the agenda? Public? Anybody? No?
I don't have any speaker cards.
There was something submitted for an item not on the agenda that, I believe was sent to the commission earlier. And was received. So then let's move on to the consent calendar. Which is approving the minutes of the regular meeting of August 7th, 2025. Are there any questions from any of the commissioners on the agenda? Or on the minutes? No, everything's in order. Does someone want to make a motion to accept
I move that we accept.
the minutes? Okay, I'll second that.
Commissioner Carter. Chair Bedard,
Yes.
Commissioner Fawcett,
Yes.
Vice Chair Morris,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, so moving on to the first items for consideration action, discuss the night at the library event and disband night at the library ad hoc subcommittee. Are there any public comments on this?
I didn't
I see none. Anthony, would you like to lead this discussion or tee it up?
Yeah, I'm happy to. So at the May 2nd, there's a report in the commission packet for you all. Yes,
Use the microphone.
I don't have a microphone, but I'll look directly at you.
We're all good. Yeah, okay.
So at the May 2nd, 2024 meeting, the Library Commission established the Night at the Library Ad Hoc Subcommittee. And then over the course of a few months, the Ad Hoc Subcommittee worked with Rose to schedule a Night at the Library event. And it was envisioned that this would transpire after the children's area renovation was completed, which unfortunately, due to delays on that, did mean that this event wasn't able to happen. So at this point in time, it's been over the time period for an ad hoc subcommittee. So the proposal before the commission tonight is to disband the ad hoc subcommittee. And then mentioned in the staff report is looking forward, there can be an ad hoc subcommittee for another event, presumably scheduled when the children's area is completed, to do potentially a youth-focused event of some kind in the library for spring of 2026 that staff has already preliminarily talked to the community librarian about, and there is some support. So before you is to discuss the event and then disband the ad hoc subcommittee. The two ad hoc subcommittee members of Commissioner Fawcett and Commissioner Carter where we did speak about this and they understand what's going on at this point in time. And we understand that it's through no fault of the commissioners on the ad hoc subcommittee that this event was not able to happen. So that's mentioned in the staff report as well.
Any questions?
So once we reach spring of 2026, then we revisit this.
No, I think we revisit
Completely as a new.
as soon as there's a kind of planned date for a reasonably accurate date for closing, for finishing the work. And then when Rose is willing to kind of pin down a date for the event, basically, because it will be jointly with the library.
I think city staff imagine that this event would happen after the children's area has been open for a few months to allow the staff opportunity to understand how the space works, the utilization of it, and then ideally, early next year, you could establish a new ad hoc subcommittee again that could plan to do the event in springtime. So if you establish an ad hoc subcommittee in early next year, and then they work for the first couple months to be able to get something going for springtime of 2026.
However, if we have the renovation going for the library, it might delay even more, right? Potentially.
At the
The bigger.
At the
renovation.
earliest, that renovation would be at the end of 2026.
Okay.
So that should not impact any events in early or mid next year.
My thought on this, just from adding my comment, my thought on this was with the, of course, the library commission will be reconstituted in our next meeting. And it would be, the 2026 event would be something to be looked at possibly in the work plan, and then we could form a subcommittee around that. Or the commission could. Any members of the public? Comments? Do we need to discuss it or at all? No? Carol, you okay? Yeah. Okay, so I'll make a motion, that we, disband the Night at the Library Committee, the Night at the Library Ad Hoc Subcommittee.
Is there a second?
Okay. You just second, Carol?
Yes, she seconded.
All right.
All right. Chair Bedard,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Yes.
Commissioner Fawcett,
Yes.
Vice Chair Morris,
Yes.
motion carries.
So our next issue is, our next item for discussion really is the Library Commission work plan. I thought this being our last meeting, that it would, I don't know if you have it, you can project it, Anthony. It would be great to see what we've accomplished so far and sort of give ourselves a heads up towards the meeting with the city council that invariably happens. And also give us ideas, should we be, I keep on saying, should we be here? As to, you know, whether to continue these, whether to do something different, etc. So before we do this, are there any public comments on the work plan? None? Are there any clarifying questions from the commissioners about the work plan?
I'll just say that staff did update a few of the areas that needed updates in the work plan on the notes section
Oh, okay.
on the far right. So such as the Night at the Library ad hoc subcommittee work was delayed, just making notations in the work plan. And then obviously we can make any adjustments tonight. But as Chair Bedard mentioned, this could also be comments on the work plan in general that can be incorporated for the 2026 work plan as we look forward. So things to continue looking forward to.
I mean, I'll kick it off. This last year has been very packed, very busy, an incredibly aggressive agenda compared to what I've seen with the Library Commission in previous years, in my years on the Library Commission. Things have been moving. We've been hitting our dates. So in terms of the infrastructure and everything moving along, I think I don't want to sit here and make Anthony's head go blotto, but staff has done an excellent job of getting things through and making things happen when they need to happen. And I think that can be said throughout the community. So thank you, Anthony. With that, improving the services. I mean, a lot of these, the one that really gets, I'm going to pick a favorite one. And maybe you guys can, commissioners can do the same, but targeting ourselves outside of the Library Commission. We've been 4 members this whole time. And as a commission, it's very hard to get something accomplished as a group. It's even harder sometimes to maintain legal subcommittees. And one thing I, hope to demonstrate later tonight, we'll see. But I've worked with Gustav Aaron, and working with people from outside the commission who may not have a big interest initially in the library is a big thing, and it should be part of our charter. I think that's an important goal in the increased awareness piece, especially as we go on. I think the city council is going to expect us to increase awareness or at least assist in all the major changes at the library, whether we cause them or others. So we'll need to help out as much as we can in the following year. So the awareness thing just never ends, I guess. And that's it. That's my only comment. But for next year, or I think a lot of these are fundamental and basic, and we can continue along the agenda. We have a lot of work to do still. I mean, we've bitten off a lot in the next few years, along with the county and the city. We're going to have a lot to do. There's going to be plenty of work. We just have to make sure that we do it right, or at least, make it count, whatever we do. Anyway, my comment.
I think that for me, like this year, we've been, everybody's been busy and focusing on the big project, which is improvement to the main library building. I know it's like a small line, but I feel like that has been the biggest thing that we've been working on. So, and I think we made a lot of progress. So thank you to everybody. Are we supposed to talk about 2026 as well now, or
No.
is this review? Okay.
No, this was only really to review. And I missed my, I apologize. In terms of the commission's presence, I've done 3 videos with the city.
Yes, I saw the
So-
comment. Congratulations.
Anyway, sorry, but we have it's been a busy time with that.
Yeah, you've made a huge contribution, PR, because you were driving the main library building project, and then you are also in the videos.
Well, there'll be new chairs. Somebody else will get to do the videos next year.
Yeah, I would say that I think new services as part of the remodeling currently comes, like open access is a big one that's being worked on through working on the remodel.
There's nothing below that.
The commission liaisons for the external organizations, which I think has been working well for the commission this year.
I think so. When the Friends let me back in their meetings. Anyway, no, I think that's worked really well. I mean, and we split it up pretty well between the different groups. And it's also very key because, I mean, it's an ecosystem, and our job is to help out in the ecosystem and keep things moving. We can't do it all, that's clear, but we can help lubricate it. So, anyway, any other comments? I mean, this is really just for discussion at this point.
Discussion to add anything, or
No,
no?
This is more of a summary of the year.
Yeah.
I've heard some notes, and so finding ways to incorporate notes and make sure we can wrap up 2025's work.
This is very helpful that you put the comments on the side so we see the progress.
Is there any feedback on the headsets?
So, the children, I just checked in actually, last week with the children's librarians. They've had, they get checked out, a few times a month. And they're, now that the children's room is closed, they are bringing them out to the other service desk. So they're still available for our patrons to use.
It's great to hear. Thank you. Is it easy to manage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they only for children? I mean, adults don't. have any service.
Yeah, well, adults can use them. The ones that we purchased actually are adjustable. So they were only being publicized in the children's room, but now that we're at the adult desk for both ages, certainly both ages can utilize them, and we sanitize them in between uses.
Any other questions?
Any comments to add on your side about anything here? All of you, just curious.
The only, I was gonna mention it later, but I can talk about it now for the, when we were at city council for the library renovations. You got a lot of kudos from the city council for the good work that you guys have done, so it has not gone unrecognized by the city council that it's a big project that we've undertaken, and they were especially impressed with the fact that the library commission truly became such a good community forum for feedback, which, as evidenced in a lot of the changes and iterations as we've gone through this process, was a good place for the community to come forward. I think at three or four different meetings, we had upwards of 40 people at library commission meetings for 4 of those, which is I love our crowd today. So you guys do, but it was,
Yes.
I think I think there was some well-noticed support from the city council for the work that's been done for that. And I think Commissioner Fawcett made a good point that, and I hadn't really framed it this way, but researching new services programs is really as part of the remodel, looking at ways that we can program the library differently through meeting rooms, through open access, through a new use of space with the programming. So I think that is an area that looking forward could be looked at through the lens of the remodel. And then one thing that staff will bring forward probably in your next work plan about outreach to the general public is really about the library renovation project, because city council did want there to be substantial outreach on telling people, hey, this is happening, educating library users about if the library is going to be shut down in any sort of way, what that's going to look like in the future. And we're obviously in the still very preliminary stages of looking at what that would look like, but we would look to the library commission as partners.
Yeah, that was my suggestion for 2026, is to kind of align on like what the library was gonna look like, during the time it's shut down. And then thank you for those comments, because I just realized after hearing your comments that improve the commission's presence was also a huge thing that we did end up doing, because with the library renovation, like you said, that we had a lot of audience and people learned about the commission when we got so many emails as well. We received so many emails. So I feel like our commission presence actually improved through the library project as well.
I encourage everybody to look at the video. It was pretty remarkable. The city, everyone voted for the project. Everyone had constructive feedback. There was nothing off the rails. It struck me that the city did a really good job in finding Anderson Brule, and to going through the RFP process, and it was good. But I really encourage you guys to look at the video. If you have any doubts as to what we do in the commission, we did what we needed to do to get where we needed to be at.
You mean the city council meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was there virtually, yes.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it was embarrassing for me personally, sorry. I'll say it. But embarrassing, but very fulfilling that we got, we got recognition.
Yes, I
And-
heard your name pulled out.
Really got called
Yeah.
out, which is nice. Well, anyway, thank you, Anthony, for helping us with that and getting that scheduled and done. It's been like I said before, it's been a very packed year. Oh, and when we talk about the improvements to the library, we can't be stuck on just what's going on with the AV project. I mean, we have to get behind the children's remodel, what's going on with the orchard work. The orchard courtyard is a huge part of it. And Woodland. I saw the agenda, Woodland's up, I guess, on Tuesday.
It will not be, that was wishful thinking. We will.
Sorry. Well.
It was a placeholder. It will be forthcoming to say
Okay,
that.
but again, it's all together. My point is that what we're doing for the library, for the community, all these things are interlaced. It's not like they're haphazard. Though they might be, but they're really not. They're not. They're things that have been in work for an awfully long time. So. Anyway, okay. Should we move anything else on the work plan? No. Discuss youth outreach efforts. I put this on here, but really it was mainly to tee up what I've done with Gustav. And actually it was more further than youth. I think if you have a friend who really cares about the library and wants to study an aspect of it, bring them in. In other words, I would not limit why our commissions work just to us. We're leaders in this, and working with other people is important too. On the youth side, I've been very amazed by what's going, the volunteerism with the Friends of the Library. The youth that we run into out there in donations is just, they're amazing. And I don't know, I had some thought that maybe we should have youth on the library commission for what, or is something that we might consider. That's my sort of 2 cents on it, where we have ambassadors or however you want to call it. I think that the Historical Society has docents. The library certainly has pages, I guess, your interns. And it may be, I'm wishful thinking here, so don't take everything I'm saying and run with it. But that might be sort of a good way to get people into the library system, or get some youth that's really interested in doing it with us. That's my comment on it. I should have asked the public, but they're quiet today. Commissioners, is that?
Do you want to double check? No public comment?
Up to you. Go ahead. Oh, no comments? No, all right. Or you're saying we move on?
I guess you're gonna tell us about your work with your staff at some point?
We are, that's like item 7. We have a presentation for you.
How did you find staff? Or is that
Oh,
something-
well, okay, so Gustav was lugging boxes into the small shed.
Oh, okay.
He was sweating it out with John, which is sort of like being put in the box in Cool Hand Luke. When they have the sweat box, that's a small shed. And I've been wanting to do this project forever. I've talked about this Marion Abel project forever. And I figured, okay, well, maybe I get some inspiration, work with Gustav. We started spending an hour in the pods, thank you. After working donations, and just slowly but surely going through the project, and we're going to go through that. But I sort of had an idea and ran with it. There's one more thing I want to mention, and I'll talk about it during the, Michelle, I want to make sure I mention something in the commission reports. Specifically about the headsets, but I'm not going to do it right now. So that's how, I mean, that's how we do it. Like, one thing we learned is a Girl Scout, you know, get somebody who wants to earn an Eagle Scout. I mean, all scouts do that, right? And make the library part of it. Just build it into your sort of mentoring. You know, as commissioners, if we have time to, I know each and every one of us volunteer in something, but some of us have more time than others, of course. But it's just something, yeah, something to think about. And it has to do with our presence. Every person you touch is just somebody else who knows about what we're up to. That's all. And I wouldn't have. Oops. I mean, does the county have anything for youth?
We have teen volunteers who could certainly volunteer at the library. We have a teen librarian that will, you know, host programs, and that could be, if the commission is interested, I could work with the commission and see if we could have some teen programs related to the topics you might be interested in.
There may be a team who's interested in working with us.
Yeah, I mean, if we could like kind of think it through and figure out ways we could target the schools. I know Sarah, the teen librarian, she goes to the schools to do outreach, and we could look through those avenues. We could promote it, the program. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Yeah.
I think youth also encapsulates teens as well as younger youth, you know, middle school, elementary school age. So youth outreach could expand for a wide net of the library users.
Good.
You're back to putting our picture up in the library.
Well,
I remember that,
we don't need our picture in the library.
but that's what you were talking about.
Okay, well, I'll close that out and we'll go to informational items. How's that? Is that okay with the commission? Any public comment on youth programs or ideas, anything? I'm open. All right, so informational items. We go to staff reports.
Yeah, I'll go first and then I'll pass it over to Jennifer. Staff presented with ABA to City Council at the last meeting of August on the library renovations project, and City Council unanimously approved with moving forward in the process, requesting additional appropriations from NCLA, which would then be a contract amendment with ABA that would move forward into phases 2 and 3, which would continue the project. That meeting is scheduled for September 15th. I think it'll be in the community center here. So on September 15th, staff will be presenting with ABA to NCLA for appropriations. And then after that, it would return back to City Council for a contract amendment. And then we would continue working on the project with them if approved at both bodies. And as I mentioned earlier, City Council was very appreciative of all the hard work of the Library Commission. You should watch the video if you haven't to hear. I think it's very insightful to hear that, as well as there was public comment from the community that would be good to hear as well for the commission. So you understand all the different perspectives on this project, which you've heard through the process, I think, at the many meetings that we've had so far. And other than that, I'll pass it over to the library staff unless you have any questions for me.
Questions for Anthony?
Yes, so there were a lot of comments during the city council meeting. How are they getting addressed or reviewed?
So we
Question and, suggestions.
So we did take in all their feedback, which I would encourage you to also listen to, because council did have questions and ideas for the conceptual design. And the plan is that we are moving forward to try and get appropriations to continue the project. And then once we have that, we'll obviously incorporate that feedback into the design. There's feedback that was given by the commission previously to when it was brought. It was only a month ago. Wow. It's been a busy month. And so we'll incorporate all of that and then we'll continue moving forward.
But, okay, I have a question on this particular thing. What if we don't agree with what some of the council said? Because I had specific, I mean, I heard some of what the council said and I was like, no. I mean, in my head, of course.
I think we will work to try and find a solution that makes sense based on all the comments and
Yeah,
we will bring, you know, that.
but I mean,
forward.
is there a way to let them know that? That's what I'm saying, like at this point, that really, Anthony, I'm saying if somebody still has a concern, whatever it might be,
From the commission or,
anybody, the commission,
so you can let me know and I can set up a time to meet individually if you have questions. I'm always, as all of you know, I'm happy to meet individually and talk about it. So.
so, no, I mean, my only I'll say it because you guys are wondering, but I didn't agree with the libraries have to be quiet. I mean, the whole comment of we need to maintain quiet. Libraries are no longer quiet places. That's why you have. And so it's when there was a big viewpoint of that. And then the other thing I didn't agree with was the offices. You are wide open in there. And I mean, some of the council people wanted to have it obscured and private, and I'm like, no. But I'm saying, how do you say that? You know, I mean, I can write a note, I guess, that's what I'll do. To you.
I think I hear what you're saying and I think the consultants tried to articulate the quiet, they refer to it as the quieter area, not the quiet area. I think Jason and Amy have done a good job of articulating it that way, that it's no area in the library is ever truly going to be quiet. There's always going to be activity, which I think Rose knows. So
The other thing ABA did, which I thought was brilliant, is they talked about the history of the architecture of the building itself and very much respected that. That was excellent. And picked up on a point that he really went with. He did, it was a great presentation. I thought he did very well. Anyway, sorry.
that's it for me.
Hmm?
That's it for me.
The district, Jennifer.
Right. Well, good evening, everyone. It's nice to see you. I will start out with a hearty I agree, Chair, in looking at, I too was at the meeting virtually, and the district is very excited to continue to partner with the city in improvement of your library or your community. It's very, very exciting, and watching this opportunity unfold as libraries evolve. So it really is exciting. This month is Library Card Sign Up Month. So as you all are in your role of advocates, I hope that you are ensuring that those in your lives or around you have a library card. We have lots of different designs. So please either go online or bring them over to the library to get their free library card. There has been lots of political news out there in the world, and I just wanted to highlight that again, we are going to be voting centers in late October, early November. There is likely going to be several things on the ballot, and it's always really important that the library be a place that people can have easy access to for extended hours to vote. So that is coming too. Attached to our report this month was a community survey highlight report that we, again, do every 3 years. And with the pandemic, we had a little bit of an off, but we're back on track. And I just wanted to share a few key takeaways in terms of the highlights locally that people really value the experience that they have in the library. When you have 92% of, the survey takers, of which we have, over 8,000 people taking the survey, know that staff are friendly and they're approachable, that means we are doing our job. So we're very excited. I'm sorry, over 10,000 people took the survey. I also had very eyes on where might we improve, right? So what are we hearing from the patrons or the people who only visit us occasionally about their experience at the library, and how might we do better? And interestingly, our online collection is not very well known. People don't recognize that they can get streaming video. I know, but not everybody knows about Canopy, right? That those great courses now are all online. That we have the New York Times for free. You can save $125 a year by doing that. Ebook certainly rises up. We have about a third of our users recognizing that. And how do we get the word out about these wonderful resources that so many people can access very simply? So we will continue to look at that. We also had, as you recall, because I know many of you went through this process with us, really a re-envisioning of the library's mission and vision. And so again, a pulse check on that in asking folks who come to the library, are we doing it right? Do you feel like you belong at the library? And 87% affirm that, as well as connection to the community, which is done through all the work you do, through the Friends, through NCLA. And again, 80% of people are saying, yes, we see that connection. So we're very excited to see those numbers that really, again, make very clear that Rose and her team are doing all the good work here in those are just a few highlights. Rose has a local view of things, but I'm always happy to take any questions.
Are there any questions from commissioners? Good.
I'm curious about park visit passes. What is that one? I
So
wasn't
we
aware.
have passes to both county parks and state parks that you can check out for free and get access and parking into any of our state county parks.
That's
Yes.
great.
Yes,
That's a great park.
people love it.
Questions, public? Ready?
Or, excuse me, were you able to, separate out the Los Altos Library, responses?
Yes.
And so where is that available?
So Rose has that information and she certainly.
Yeah,
shares that with you.
Suresh had also emailed me about it, and I have pulled some of the data for today, and at each meeting I'll add some more data. If you have something interesting here, if it's specific you're interested in, I could do that, but I pulled some of it that's specific.
And
I'll share it tonight.
And could you just tell me the number of people, your survey respondents from Los Altos?
Off the top of my head, I don't know it, but it's on the report
I
that
think
was
it said
attached.
1,000. Let me
Yeah.
have a look. I think I saw 1,000. I
Oh,
think.
okay. All right.
Yes, it's 1,010 from Los Altos.
And
Okay,
then
great.
Woodland was also on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Woodland is 229.
All right,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah,
Well, I have a question, sorry. And how do you choose the people who are responding to the surveys, or how does someone respond to the survey?
So it was an online survey, and we do a lot of outreach. So we also have it in paper at the library, on our book review, for our outreach services. So we send out our newsletter, we send out through our cities.
and you were saying that you see that you want more online resources to be used. Like, what kind of online resource are you thinking that should be used by the patrons?
Well, what we've noticed is people know about downloading a book.
Yes.
Most likely,
Mhm.
especially audiobooks,
Yeah.
right? That's a natural.
Mhm.
However, they are not finding our streaming video. They are not finding our streaming music.
Mhm.
And I think these formats are somewhat going away, right? We no longer have cassette tapes. We're likely not to have CDs all the time. So how do we help people transition to get their media in, again, free and accessible ways? So I think that's a real opportunity for libraries.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Questions? I have a question about the ebooks, but it's more detailed and I'll probably email you, but it really has to do, I've got a pet project that's been percolating in my head for years about how we deal with ebooks and Overdrive and Libby, which is Overdrive, and Kindle. And I know we've talked about it, but I just smell something there.
Sure,
In the sense of, and ebooks aren't as available as they used to be for me for whatever reason. Maybe it's what I'm reading, maybe in a book club. And it used to be you usually get the ebooks eventually, fairly quickly, but in some cases it's almost near impossible. But I'm just
Yes, because we actually just instituted Lucky Day, and it's funny, I've had the absolute opposite experience of we now have more copies available for short-term borrowing. So we're upping that on more popular titles, but certainly, and as we always say, please, please, please put a hold on the materials because that is our cue. So if I see, right, that this title has this many more holds, that actually gives us a trigger to order more of them. So people say, well, I'm just gonna wait till I see it available. Please don't wait. Please put your hold in. But absolutely, please, Jared, email me. I'm happy to partner with my
it's
team.
something I've always wanted to read.
Absolutely.
I'm always like waiting for a hold for a long time, actually, like usually several weeks for many of my books.
For ebooks.
Yeah.
So yes, please put those holds in. We do have a pretty good ratio on that.
And you've done these before, the surveys before.
Every 3 years.
Do you have compare and contrast over the years? I mean, have you guys summarized it? It'd be very interesting to see where things are.
Through the years,
Yeah.
how certainly, and some things we do look for standards, obviously cleanliness, working, of the collection, is the computers working? So we certainly have standards that we're trying to reach. So a lot of that is held in this. We also have opportunity now with the strategic plan item. So that's at the back. We're really looking at our people seeing movement there. So those we definitely are tracking. I would say during COVID, if you recall, we actually did a kind of an interim survey at that time because the way people were using people were using the library was changing. That also is captured in this. So I agree with there's certainly a set of standards that we will ask every single year to make sure that we're meeting those, and the work that we're doing now, making sure that evolution is obvious and how can we do a better job.
Well, to add to my fellow commissioners, I've always found this to be a great report, entertaining. You learn something type thing.
But for online resources, do you have a breakdown by age group? Because I'm wondering if it's like a certain age group that's not
necessarily. So we broke it down by type of resource. So obviously,
Yeah, so the type of resource,
yes, not necessarily by,
age.
is it a teen or an adult or a child, for instance, accessing Freegal, which I think is a good example of a resource that meets everybody's needs. It has children's music, it has music for all ages. Music can be for it, right? You can be in the womb and enjoy classical music. So we don't necessarily break that down, but to your point, how are we marketing and promoting these to different populations, whether it's to schools, to different communities, and will we be able to, again, get that education out there so people have that aha moment and want to try it out? So we're going to keep putting our thinking caps on, always appreciate your ideas of how might we promote that resource? Is that something your child might be interested in? And again, I know you guys are boots on the ground, so it's always helpful when you talk about that as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now Rose, how's your week going? I was there when they shut down.
Good evening, everyone. So first announcement is that starting September 21st, our open access at Woodland will be expanding. And right currently is available on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and that will be available 5 days a week from 8 to 11 a.m. So I do want to thank the commission and Lolly for getting us going on this project. We were the pilot for the system, and now it is expanding to other libraries in our system. So thank you. I'm very excited to expand the service locally. Some statistics from July: we had 83 programs, over 3,700 attendees. We had almost 32,000 visitors. We made 191 passports, and we had over 86,000 checkouts. This is the data that's Los Altos Woodland specific from the survey. So this is a breakdown of the ages. So the majority was 45 to 49. And you'll see the breakdown after that, 60 to 79 and 24 to 44. So those are the ages. Looking at the online library use. So this question asked about ebooks, audiobooks, movies, and music. So 31% for Los Altos Woodland specific, 31% was nearly all of what they borrow, and then 22% was less than a quarter, and we had 21% that they don't use the online library. So kind of touching on what Jennifer was saying is educating the public on the online library. The patron experience, you'll see here the very positive for the patron experience. The languages was the highest, but people are happy with the types of books, a range of appealing books, the genres, and the condition of the books for Los Altos and Woodland specifically. I will share more data at future meetings. If there's something specific in the packet, the general results for the whole system are there. And if there's something from there you would like to see for Los Altos Woodland specifically, let Anthony know, and I can include it in the report next month. Just a picture. This was a dance program that we had here. It was a beautiful picture. We had Celebrate the Friends for funding our programs. This was a bug program that we had those are real bugs that my kids got to, yes. This is, we had kind of a puppet show there, and then Drawn to Art, which is a local organization there. The snake program.
Wow.
So the library has a lot of fun things for kids and adults and teens. Some of the September programs is the highlight of those, and the children's programs. And if you've been in the library this week, you'll notice that our children's room is currently under construction for the play space installation. So it is closed for safety reasons. We've closed the whole room for the installation. However, we do have collection for children's collection outside of the room available. We have librarians available that could assist. So we also have Woodland, which is not affected, and we can put holes on it. So if somebody needs something specific that is not in the council collections that we have, we can have it sent here from another library. So that's the beauty of Santa Clara County Library, so that we hear from another library that it's available.
When would it reopen?
So the grand opening is scheduled for November 15th.
November 15th. Okay. Exciting.
Yes, yeah, it's where we are very excited. And so the staff have been working really hard to, make library services the least disruptive as possible for this change. But we're just very excited that to have this play space in the library. Any questions for me?
I have a question for you, Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you covered this. Do you have any figures for the number of people who use open access in, say, a given week?
I can get that data for you. I don't have it here. You're correct, but I
I
can
would
get
be
that.
interested
Sure.
in knowing.
Yeah, I could get it over a year.
And a particular period of time, I was thinking like one calendar week.
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you.
And I think the number will change now based on expanded, so we can take a look at that.
Yes.
Any other questions? Public questions?
Do we have any visual on what the children's area is gonna look like for Los Altos that you could share?
We have a website, Storybook SCCLD, and I'm not sure if there's other visuals on there or if that.
Not so much
Yeah.
yet. We do look to reveal them as each chapter opens. So there is some information, and obviously we already have 4 open, so the videos are on the website. The same designers and architects have really envisioned them to be very locally focused. So I believe you will see some apricots, and you have your own special, really, I would say just they're a chondria of bots, the Sprite bots. So they're very joyful, and there is more information. You'll also notice we connected them all. So these cute bots that you saw on the screen actually appear in everyone's spaces.
When do you think we can see them?
So it will at opening.
Yeah, opening, so we won't see it till opening, all of us?
Yeah.
But other libraries are open.
Are
and-
open,
and
yeah.
I took my daughters to the Morgan Hill one, and they just love it's beautiful. It's a wonderful space. So yeah.
So which ones are open? So the commission.
Saratoga, Morgan Hill, Gilroy, Milpitas.
Yeah.
Cupertino,
Cupertino currently
yeah.
under construction. They'll be open mid-October. And then of course, we're excited about the new Campbell Library, which will open in late November after many years of hard work by that community.
Back to the children's library, how firm is the schedule? In particular, is the Orchard Library really going to be available? Are the Orchard Room going to be available again by mid-November?
That's the plan. Yeah. Yeah.
Concerned about the Friends renewal mailing. We need a space to organise it.
Yeah, that's with me, and we could talk about. Is there a specific day you need?
Well, usually we do it about a week before Thanksgiving, but I could slip it.
And if there's issues with, then we obviously have another facility nearby.
Oh, yeah, is this the Nueva House, Nuestra House, is it? Nutra House?
Well, I was
Freddie
thinking
mentioned-
more of the community center, but we can.
Oh, okay.
If for whatever reason Orchard Room's not available.
We could get it without having to pay.
So I was gonna ask that, are you mitigating a lot of issues right now, or a lot of needs of the children or people who,
Yeah, it's been working out. We have the conference room for the smaller programs, and that's a good reminder to thank the city and Mary Jo especially for letting us use the community center for some programming. So
Oh,
we'll
cool.
have our larger programming here. So that's been really pleasant. So thank you. And yeah,
So
so
children's programs are running over here.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, not all of them, but we are still continuing some of them, and the smaller programs will definitely be in the conference room or the teen room. So
It's not impacted, like it's not canceled or
Right.
anything. Okay.
correct, yeah. The staff have been very flexible and adjusting to it, so.
if there's anything you need, I mean, speaking, if there's any way we can help, let us know.
Thank you.
We're watching.
Mhm.
But I think it's exciting. Oh,
Comment from the audience. Today I attended the county library's JPA meeting, and Marlene gave a really good presentation on the children's play areas, and she used a different term that really hit home with me about how it's about learning as a young person. And she gave many examples of what this does to increase literacy, what this does to do that. And I thought it would be something that would be useful for the commission to hear, so that when people ask you, why did the children's room change from predominantly books to what looks like play space? Because those of you that have had children know that children, especially at young ages, learn so fast when there's tactile things. But I think a lot of adults grow out of that and they don't understand the changes that the county is bringing into the libraries to make sure that children learn very early about literacy and learning. And so you would have some speaking points if Marlene or Rose gave the presentation.
We are more than happy to do that. I will also, thank you so much. And we have a blog on the county library website that actually breaks down the types of different play and how that connects to children's reading readiness. But we could talk about, I could talk about this for hours, but we absolutely would be happy to put that, to agendize that, Anthony, and bring that to the group. And thank you for that.
You know, that also might be a good article to write and put in the town crier. Because I noticed there was some of the criticism of the library improvements were people who really did not understand why the children's area was being turned into what they thought was a playground instead of a reading room with books. And you know, the town clerk's been very generous in publishing articles for you. That might really do some good there to educate the community.
I think that's an excellent idea, because really the consensus of people I talk to who don't really know the library very well, their feeling is, why do they need another play space? This is Silicon Valley.
Yeah,
And it's a little frustrating and doesn't give the library good feelings.
Yeah,
So, yeah, to get it out there more as to what it's really for would be great.
any avenue possible to help educate the community would be worthwhile.
Absolutely, we are happy to do that. There was an arc few weeks ago, that Stephen submitted us, so we expect that too, which we can share out. And
I saw that, and you know, so many people only read this one and crier. And so
that's for, hey, as I said, we can talk about this for hours, so we are more than happy to
You know-
talk to Mr. Barton and that.
well, he's still
He
alive.
retired. He retired at the end of August, so, and they have not replaced him yet. So, I guess talk to Howard.
We'll connect.
Excellent,
You know
great.
what? I disagree. I think that the only way to really communicate this is for you to get together with Gabe and structure a Gen Z
Oh, there you go.
perspective
Okay.
on it.
Well, I think it sounds like a potential future agenda item that I think would be valuable maybe for the next commission meeting in October. That could be well timed for mid-construction,
Sure.
an update on where we're at, make sure we're on target, and then obviously we can work together to make sure that the community understands what's being done. And I can't say for sure we'll do Gen Z slang videos, but we'll try to find creative avenues to get to that information.
Just click it.
And I like the idea about going into time prior too, because not just that they don't people don't understand why you were constructing the playground, but also I think there's a lot of confusion around why are we talking about the renovation and children areas not touched, right? We are doing children's areas separately,
Yeah.
but I think there's a lot of confusion that people think that we're not doing anything in the children's area when you guys have a big plan. So I think it'll be great to communicate that to the public.
Good. So let's, thank you, Rose. That was great.
Yes.
And thanks to the public for participating.
Good.
So let's go to commissioner reports and then we'll finish off with the fantastic presentation that we've worked so hard. But Michelle, I'll start with you and then just go down the road if you have anything.
I don't have anything.
Christine?
Okay, well, I did attend the committee report with regards to groups we liaise with.
Mhm.
The last
Yeah.
meeting. Okay, yeah. Last month, it was reported that Lally was planning an event for the public in October at the community centre. panel discussion entitled Beyond Books, Imagining the Library of the Future. That has been postponed to a date to be yet decided. Still working to obtain a building permit for the courtyard. What the delays are. Woodland Library expanded patio project is progressing. An update is anticipated in October with more detailed information. Any comments? Ready? Elaborate or not?
I'll be happy to answer questions if you have any.
What's the delay with the courtyard permitting? Is that just regular?
It's regular delays. I think, we're resubmitting tomorrow and, we had to, the fire department was, the latest, set of issues, all of which we hope have been addressed in this resubmission of the plans. And so we should hear, I'm hoping in about 2 to 3 weeks from submission date tomorrow as to the, hopefully the final, acceptance. And then, it'll take staff a certain period of time to do what they do to issue a building permit. Once we get that, we also have some other steps that we have to, some hurdles we have to. And we have timelines that are incredibly tight. And if we don't make the timelines, then we have to wait for we have to wait for the JPA to meet again. So, we're faced with time delays and timelines that we can't do anything about. We're addressing it. We're doing it as quickly as possible. It is making progress. We are getting there. We will get there. We may not get there as soon as we would have liked to. I mean, that, 2 years ago. But we are getting there. We are making progress. The program, actually, some of the changes are actually improvements that were brought on by necessity, meeting some of the requirements of the various agencies that reviewed the plans. So we are getting there. It's going to be gorgeous. I hope I live long enough to I didn't say that. But yeah, it's going along well. Woodland is going along really well, very much faster because it's a less complicated project.
When is the woodland will be ready? When is it?
I'm sorry.
When would the woodland be finished?
If all goes according to plan, and do not quote me. If all goes according to plan, hopefully, late spring of next year.
Exciting.
Yes, very, 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 very.
The goal is to finish by end of this fiscal year.
Yeah, because this is always hard and it always takes forever. It always takes longer than you think. But no, it's not slower than you think.
Oh, boy.
So,
Not an exaggeration.
you have to just press on and you are, and that's great. It'll happen. Reports? Carol, anything?
I have no report.
I have not been, well, a lot of things happened that prevented me from attending, the Friends meeting that I attend, but Tony's here. I know you do all the minutes. Do you want to summarize it real quick? What's been going on?
The meeting that we just had, we've been talking about the remodel, how it affects Friends, what's the best way to express our opinions. I know that Janet, our past president, spoke at the last city council meeting, and just feeling a little, not frustrated, but just, how do we make it work for everybody? And is this the right thing to do? Not that we have any opinion about it, any say in the matter, but are we spending way a lot of money to remodel something that really needs to be torn down and rebuilt? So that's kind of, yeah.
Yes, it's a good question. But I mean, yeah. Well, with that, I actually have one thing on the NCLA side. We are gonna meet on the 15th. And I do, Jennifer, before you leave, I do want to talk to you about a note that the NCLA.
Is it your hand was lower than it should?
I think you, I just need to talk to you about it. Cool. All right, Gustav, come on up. Grab a chair, just. Yeah, take it here. I don't know that I brought enough of these. You guys can share that. Or
Thank you.
yeah, I'm going to the committee first, that's okay. And Anthony will drive.
Oh, wow.
So I talked about doing youth engagement. I'm working with Gustav. Here, Gustav, do you want to introduce yourself and who you are, what you do?
Okay, my name is Gustav, and I'm a senior at Southwest High School, and I usually volunteer at the book donations, and that's how I met Peter.
Okay, good. And together we're here to find Marion Abel. Now, the picture of the woman is not Marion Abel. That is actually Ms. Landis, who was one of the first librarians from back from the 20s to 1938, I believe. It's her passport photo. So go ahead. So if you look within the library, there are 2 copies of this book, and one of them has in her handwriting, "Long live Los Altos, Marion Abel." It's her signature. And it's the only thing we have. I mean, she's left us with this amazing history, but we really, this is a piece of her that she left behind. Go ahead. So do you want to go through this?
Yeah, sure. So the book was part of her master's thesis at San Jose State University, and when I was scanning through the book to upload it online on one of the copies, that's when I found the signature, and I didn't notice it until you pointed it out.
That it's like a message from the past. Granted, 1972 to some of us ain't that past. But
Yeah.
go ahead. So he wrote the history of the Los Altos Library, 1914 to I'm sorry, I put 2024, 1964.
Oh, okay, I'm like.
He came back. So she documented the library's first 50 years. And really what it leads up to is the building of the library in 1964. So it's sort of the history of the community getting together to create what exists today in the Civic Center. And she documented it. Not many people know about this at all. Go ahead. So it's important when I say community, if you read this, it's amazing. The Girl Scouts, the Library Commission, which existed at the time, was created, I believe, in 1957. And the Friends of the Library, also created in 1957, all joined up to save the day and to make it happen. Now, what's amazing is when she wrote this, She didn't have the internets. She didn't have ChatGPT. She, you know, it's old fashioned. Look it up, index notes, cards, research, type it. Some of us bobbing their heads have typed before for a living. And so it's a, you know, the work in and of itself historically is just fascinating. Go ahead on this.
So the library was founded in 1912, and then the Los Altos Library founded July 25th, 14, and then they moved into a bigger location in the old Southern Powerhouse in 1936, but unfortunately they were evicted 21 years later. And because of this, the community events together, mentioned earlier, the Girl Scouts and Library Commission, and on was issued in 1962, and that's when library were 2 years.
Well, wait till you look at the prices. So Finding Marion, go ahead. Oh, what we did, we established a team, us. We laid out tasks, and then I threw in some Gen Z, Finding Marion FR for real. It's very important because if we want to publish her story, we need to find her or her heirs and get the rights, and we'll go into that because there was a lot we did really did. It wasn't just simply scanning it in. We did a lot of research. And here's the team again. Again, the idea of like, you know, working with someone from the community and bringing them into the library and giving them a lifelong, you know, something to look at. All right, you don't need to read this, but just know that we planned our search. We threw this up there to show that we looked at everything and then parsed it out, outlined it, talked about it, did the tasks, and then before we started with our program. Go ahead. Go ahead with the project goals.
Okay, so you had 3 main goals for the of the project: to increase library awareness and make people more aware that what the library is doing, what it's offering, and also get people aware of the up and coming remodels. And obviously we wanted to republish her history, and then as sort of part of the increasing library awareness, we want to hold a Marion Lincoln Book Club.
So who we, you know, Finding Marion Abrams. Okay, if you don't have the rights, you can't publish it. Note that on this it says not for resale. It's fair use for now. But if I start selling this, I get into trouble. Actually, I'm probably already in trouble. But who we've asked was very important. So we first went to the San Jose State University admin. And we got a contact from Cindy, and we made it through a bunch of emails. And they finally, their lawyers came back and said, you got to find Marion or her heirs. Bottom line, you got to find Marion. And then we did public, and this is interesting, we could talk about this from the question of library services. We went for it and we did an exhaustive search using ancestry.com. There's a bunch of other services that the library provides in-house that you don't get logging in from the house. So we had to do the work inside. And what did we find? Nothing.
Didn't find anything? It's hard to believe. Like, she disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of, we can talk about that, right? Because as a woman, who knows? Did she get married? Did she, did that change her identity? Yeah.
Did you ask ChatGPT?
Oh, yeah, of course. No. What?
Just in case ChatGPT knows.
Just in case ChatGPT knows, but who knows?
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Did you talk to any of the retired faculty from the School of Library Science in San Jose State?
You know what? We could use some contacts from you.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, that might help. But we asked Elaine, oh, go ahead.
I'm a graduate from that school. And I do know some of the retired faculty and I've asked them and it's just blank so far, but we can keep asking.
Uh, I asked Elaine Dauber, who knows everything, right? And she literally asked, I have an email trail, and she asked all her friends, all her buddies, nobody remembered Marion. Rose gave us one of her interns, Kevin, who was great, and he did deep stuff. I mean, he went to databases we didn't have access to. Nothing. We haven't found anything yet. All right, moving on. So marketing to get the message out. We want to target the library ecosystem. We want to present at group meetings. So we'd like to tell Marion's story or try to find Marion, and be it here. This is our first rollout today to get feedback. But we'd love to come to Lolly, go to the historical commit, get the word out there and serve it. Try to find Marion, for God's sake, but really publicize the fact that the library is important in what we're doing with
How
it.
about the History Museum?
The Historical Commission.
Well, you have the commission, but what about the History Museum?
Oh, I thought they ran it. No, I meant the History Museum also.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
meant.
That's a good idea. Yeah, History Museum next door will sell
There
those.
there are
That
some
way.
people at the History Museum who are active, who go way back, older than you and I. They're still young.
All right, well, I'll be sure to do that. We'll take that note. Local news, the town crier. I actually asked Bruce Barton if he was interested in the story and he never responded. I don't know, maybe he didn't like me. Daily news and holding a book club. I thought the idea was to do a book club within the library where you read this, you come to the book club, you talk about narrative or discuss, the history of the library. It's unique that she did this. I mean, in fact, she writes about it in here, where she talks about there are few histories of libraries written, of local libraries. It's very interesting from that perspective, from a history perspective. So getting the message out goes through. Now we're going to get techie a little. Book production. No, this is a scanner. So go ahead.
So this is the scanner that they have at the Books Library. So over there, it's actually very advanced and very fancy. So we were able to get some high quality images, and we kind of messed around with the settings to try to find the most optimized image. And one of the books was wrinkled, so I had to use the other one, which was more look at the other.
Go back a minute, just sorry. So this was actually published on Amazon. I did this, just using the KDP software. So if we can publish it on Amazon, if we can find Marion or errors, we hope to do something with the book. But we got a lot out of it just from you can't underestimate the production side of books. People just say, oh, you just printed it. Well, you know what? You got to scan it. You got to make sure the colors are right. You got to make sure you'll notice there are errors in here. Mainly, things aren't aligned, the colors aren't totally right, and we can fix that. But overall, pretty good. So what have we learned?
We have to find Marion to be able to actually publish her work. And I'm guessing Pierre already, he's published the book, so yeah, he's already well versed.
Do you know where she was born?
No.
Don't know where she was born.
At some point, this, at some point, if you're worried about the copyright, because she, you know, she has a copyright in this. So at some point, it goes into the public domain. And I'm an IT lawyer, I forgot how the years are. That's bad. Because I was really a patent lawyer, not a copyright lawyer. But, oh, I mean, this was published in 72?
Yeah.
So how
It
many
was-
years, let's assume she's dead. Maybe. Then what? I mean,
Bears.
but even if somebody, but doesn't it go into public domain in a certain number of years?
Yes, but it's high. It's because of, I actually took a class in copyright law, didn't do that well on it.
But, you know, that's.
But didn't do that. But Disney screwed things up and bumped it up heavy to
That's
keep
right.
the Disney characters in the copyright. And so I think it's like either 50 something or 70. I mean, I could chat GPT it.
So where are we in that? Well, we're still.
We're not there.
72 now.
So, no, go back to what we learned real quick and just make sure we covered that. We gotta search harder and better publicize our search.
Did you check at San Jose State for her enrollment?
We should talk
Because
about
her
that.
enrollment will tell you what her address is and where she was born. She'll have statistics. Okay, I am wondering if she is from, Peter.
Oh, because of Able Street.
And Able School. The Able family was prominent in Milpitas. So,
I bought my first computer on Able Street.
oh, really?
That's why I know that. That's interesting. That I never could, yeah. See, by talking to people and meeting people, maybe we'll find Mary. So we gotta find her, we publicize her good work and bring awareness. Like, that's our project summary. That's it. Thank you.
Good luck.
How did you come up with this idea to do this?
I don't know, I come up with ideas. No, I wanted a project where I could work with somebody and not just be alone. I was looking in the library and I ran into this history of the Los Altos Library. And there's like 2 copies in reference, you can't check them out. But there's a really good scanner in the library. I mean, I'm not, I know scanner, it's a very powerful, good scanner to have around, but anyway, so that's why. And I think that it's important, the stuff in here, they talk about the orchard. They talk about when the library was plotted out, when this, the Gilbert Smith, donation. I mean, it's real, it's a good history. It's a good piece of work.
It's a master's thesis, that's why.
Well, not all masters, mine wasn't.
I'm wrong.
Anyway, so, any questions or? So when we come by with a proposal for a book club, we're in? Okay.
Talk to me. Talk.
Do you want these back or these?
No.
Huh?
No, you can keep them.
Okay,
You should read them.
Yeah.
it's very hard.
You should be a member of the book club.
Well, I'm more of a researcher, I can help you find.
All right,
I
well, that's
can
good to know.
give you clues where to look.
Carol taught at San Jose State forever. I mean, for a long time.
What did you teach?
Absolutely.
What
What
did you
did you
teach?
teach?
History.
Oh, wow.
It's funny, when she did this, it should be of interest to you guys, because when she did this, the library programs were just kicking off. It wasn't, I'm not sure library science was even, it was probably still being formulated as a discipline.
No.
In 1972.
No.
What are you talking about?
Library
right.
science has been around for a
Are
long
you
time.
talking about, Pierre, are you talking about this?
Yeah,
This is 1972.
all right.
Well,
Was it a library
the School
program?
of Library been in existence for
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry.
I stand corrected.
Here, it was the first school of library science in the state.
Wow. All right, well, with that, any other questions? Are we ready to adjourn?
No, future agenda items.
Future agenda items.
Okay.
Believe I heard earlier, you want to see if there's a motion for a county presentation on the children's area?
Yes.
Is there two that would?
Yes, I second.
It's cute.
I'd also like, I'd like well, this goes without saying, but a reorganization update. I mean, our next meeting's short.
May I speak to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we should, let's.
We're still,
I know we're done.
no, we're doing future agenda items.
Future agenda items.
We only have 2 more.
Future agenda items.
And then the only other thing that's on for your work plan is a work plan. So your 2026 work plan will come forward, so that way we can discuss it in preparation for January when you adopt it for next year.
And when can we get like a session with the ABA maybe to kind of understand how they took the feedback and what they're planning to do so that we can have a discussion? Is that too early for next month?
You probably would,
Okay.
just because timing of when we're gonna go to council for all of this, but obviously we'll come back with, I'll have updates for you on where we're at in the process.
And then do we need to start discussing about like, what the change management look like during the time when the library will be closed? Especially, if we're moving forward with the renovation. What is the temporary library situation's gonna look like during that time?
I think what might be best, if it's all right, is maybe working that in the work plan for next year.
Okay.
And over the next couple months, we're planning to discuss internally. And then we'll obviously include and try and incorporate as much as we can from the commission, but we want to have some preliminary discussions, staff.
Any other future agenda items? Think of?
Dear.
No? Okay, well. So this is my last meeting as chair this year, so I'm, somebody else will be chair next year.
That's your
That
last,
is for sure. Huh?
your last entire meeting. We'll open the next meeting.
Oh, that's right, I have. All right, I adjourn this meeting. Thank you very much, all. Thanks, Gustav.